They did not see it coming. They laughed while you stayed quiet. They spoke loudly while you listened deeply. They assumed silence meant weakness. They assumed patience meant confusion. They assumed distance meant defeat. But now, something has shifted. Now the room feels different. Now the air feels heavy. Now their eyes hesitate. Because they just realized something that changes everything. You knew. You always knew. You were never behind. You were never lost. You were never guessing. You were observing, learning, preparing. And that realization hit them all at once. Not with noise, but with shock. The kind that freezes a smile. The kind that turns confidence into stillness. The kind that makes people question their past behavior. This is the moment when power changes hands without a single word being spoken. This is the moment when silence speaks louder than any speech ever could. If this feeling connects to you right now, then stay with me. And if this message is touching something real inside you, then support it. Press like, not for me, but for the version of you that survived quietly. Subscribe because you are building something long-term, not temporary. Comment because your voice matters even if you were trained to hide it. Do it emotionally, not casually. This is not content. This is confirmation. They never noticed the way you watched patterns instead of people. While they chased approval, you studied behavior. While they tried to impress you, tried to understand. You noticed who talked only when it benefited them. You noticed who changed when power entered the room. You noticed who smiled but never supported. You noticed who doubted you when you were at your lowest. You kept track of everything without writing anything down. Not because you were plotting, but because you were evolving. You were learning how the world actually works, not how it pretends to work. And now when results begin to show, they cannot process it. Because in their version of the story, you were never supposed to rise. What confuses them the most is that you did not change when you gained clarity. You did not brag. You did not expose. You did not seek revenge. You simply moved differently. You spoke less. You reacted slower. You chose distance over arguments. And that is what unsettles them. Because people expect noise when someone grows. They expect proof. They expect explanation. But you gave none. You let outcomes speak. You let consistency speak. You let discipline speak. And now they are stuck staring at a version of you they cannot manipulate. They remember moments they once dismissed. The quiet pauses. The unanswered messages. The way you listened without responding emotionally. At the time, they thought you were unaware. Now they realize you were aware of everything. They replay conversations in their head. They remember words they said when they thought you would never become anything. And now those words echo differently because you are standing stronger without ever reminding them of their doubts. That kind of growth is intimidating, not because it is loud, but because it is undeniable. You learned early that explaining yourself gives people control, so you stopped. You learned that reacting gives people power, so you mastered stillness. You learned that energy is currency, so you spent it carefully. While they wasted time proving things, you were building foundations. While they compared you to others, you compared yourself to yesterday. That is why this moment feels unreal to them. Because growth without announcement feels like magic to those who only move when watched. There is a specific look people get when their assumptions collapse. Their eyes search for excuses. Their posture shifts. Their words slow down. They try to act normal, but something inside them knows the truth. They underestimated you. And the hardest part for them is not that you succeeded. It is that you succeeded quietly, that you never needed them, that you never chased their approval, that you were self-driven when they thought you were directionless. This realization strips away their imagined superiority, and people struggle when their illusion of control disappears. You see, when someone believes they are ahead of you, they feel comfortable disrespecting you. They feel safe ignoring you. They feel justified talking down to you. But when that belief breaks, fear enters the picture. Because now they do not know where they stand. They do not know what you know. They do not know how far ahead you actually are. And uncertainty is terrifying to people who rely on comparison for confidence. Your growth removes their measuring stick. You are not powerful because you proved them wrong. You are powerful because you did not need to. You let time handle it. You let discipline handle it. You let consistency handle it. And now they are watching outcomes they cannot deny. They see stability where they expected collapse. They see clarity where they expected confusion. They see calm where they expected desperation. That contrast is what makes them feel stuck. Not awe from admiration, but awe from disbelief. Understand this deeply. The moment people realize you are always aware is the moment they start questioning their own intelligence. They start wondering how much you noticed, how much you remember, how much you understand about them. And that awareness creates distance because they know you see through masks. They know you recognize patterns. They know you cannot be fooled easily. And that makes you dangerous in the most silent way possible. You did not win by playing their game. You won by mastering yourself. You did not chase attention. You built substance. You did not demand respect. You became undeniable. That is why the energy has shifted. That is why conversations feel different. That is why the same people who ignored you now watch you closely. Not because they care, but because they are trying to catch up mentally. This is only the beginning. Because once people realize you knew everything, they stop testing you. They stop underestimating you. They stop assuming you are unaware. And from this point forward, every move you make carries weight. Not because you announce it, but because they are paying attention now. They start acting different around you now. Their tone changes. Their confidence fades slightly. Not because you said anything, but because your presence reminds them of what they missed. They realize you were never naive. You were selective. You were not slow. You were precise. And precision always looks invisible until results appear. This is where their discomfort begins, because they cannot place you in the box they built for you. You stepped outside it without asking permission, and now they are forced to update a version of reality they were comfortable with. Some of them try to reconnect, not genuinely, but carefully. They test the water. They watch your reactions. They look for signs of resentment or pride, but you give them neither. You give them neutrality. And neutrality confuses people who expect extremes. They want anger so they can dismiss you, or excitement so they can feel superior. But calm gives them nothing to work with. Calm shows control. Calm shows maturity. Calm tells them you are no longer operating on the same emotional level. You learned something most people never do. You learned that awareness is power only when it is quiet. Loud awareness turns into ego. Quiet awareness turns into leverage. You never needed to reveal what you knew, because knowing was never about winning arguments. It was about protecting your direction. While others exposed their thoughts, you guarded yours. While others reacted instantly, you waited. That patience sharpened your instincts. And now, those instincts guide you effortlessly. They wonder how you moved ahead without announcing it, how you stayed focused while everything around you was chaotic, how you did not crumble under pressure they assumed would break you. The truth is simple. You accepted discomfort early. You accepted being misunderstood. You accepted being underestimated, and that acceptance made you resilient. When people expected you to complain, you adapted. When they expected excuses, you adjusted. That is how you gain distance without speed. People fear what they cannot read, and they cannot read you anymore. You no longer overshare. You no longer explain your plans. You no longer seek validation. Your life became quieter, but heavier. Every move carries intention. Every word carries weight. And that shift is noticeable. They feel it even if they cannot explain it. Energy always speaks before words do. Some of them will pretend nothing changed. They will act as if they always believed in you, as if they supported you from the start. Let them. You do not need to correct history, because you remember clearly, and memory without bitterness is strength. You do not need acknowledgement. You already gained clarity, and clarity is more valuable than applause. Others will distance themselves, not out of hate, but out of insecurity. Your growth exposes their stagnation. Your discipline highlights their inconsistency. And instead of evolving, they retreat. This is not your problem. Growth naturally creates separation. Not everyone is meant to follow you forward. Some were only meant to witness the beginning. You should understand this moment is dangerous if misunderstood. Power can turn into arrogance if you forget where you came from. But you are not built that way. You remember the silence. You remember the doubt. You remember the nights where progress felt invisible. That memory keeps you grounded. It keeps you focused. It keeps you humble, but never small again. You are entering a phase where your presence alone changes dynamics, where people choose words carefully around you, where assumptions are no longer made lightly. This is not dominance. This is respect earned through consistency. Respect earned through restraint. Respect earned through self-mastery. And the best part is, you never asked for it. Do not rush now. This is where many lose control. Stay patient. Stay observant. Let people reveal themselves further. When they think you are calm, they expose their intentions. When they think you are secure, they show their insecurities. And you continue moving without interference. Silent momentum is unstoppable. They are stuck because they realize too late. Stuck in outdated opinions. Stuck in old judgments. Stuck in a version of you that no longer exists. Meanwhile, you are already operating ahead, focused, detached, clear. This gap will only widen if you stay disciplined, if you stay intentional, if you stay true to the mindset that brought you here. This journey is not about proving intelligence. It is about living in alignment with it, knowing when to speak, knowing when to walk away, knowing when silence is the strongest answer. You mastered that. And mastery always shows eventually. At this stage, you start noticing something subtle but powerful. People hesitate before speaking to you, not out of fear, but out of awareness. They know you read between words. They know you observe tone, pauses, timing. They realize you understand more than what is said. This awareness makes them cautious, and caution is a sign that influence has shifted. You did not demand authority. You earned presence. And presence changes behavior faster than force ever could. You no longer chase explanations. You let misunderstandings exist, because clarity does not require defense. When someone is certain, they do not argue. They move. And your movement has become precise. You choose where to spend time. You choose who gets access. You choose what deserves your energy. That selectiveness is what separates leaders from noise, and they feel that separation now. Some nights they replay old moments. They remember how you stayed composed when situations were unfair, how you stayed respectful when others were careless, how you absorbed pressure without reacting. At the time, they thought you were unaware. Now they understand you are in control. Control does not always look dominant. Sometimes it looks quiet. Sometimes it looks patient. Sometimes it looks like waiting while others reveal themselves. You stopped trying to be understood by everyone. That was a turning point. The moment you accepted that misunderstanding is part of growth, you became free. Free from approval. Free from comparison. Free from emotional dependency. That freedom sharpened your mind. It allowed you to see clearly, and clear vision always scares those who move blindly. They expected you to collapse under weight. Instead, you became stronger. They expected you to react emotionally. Instead, you responded strategically. They expected noise. Instead, they got consistency. And consistency is intimidating because it cannot be debated. It cannot be argued against. It simply exists. And over time, it builds authority. Now, when you enter spaces, you do not try to impress. You do not try to dominate. You simply exist as yourself, grounded, aware, composed. That calm presence unsettles people who rely on chaos to feel important. They feel exposed because your stability reflects their instability, and reflection is uncomfortable for those avoiding growth. You understand now that knowledge without discipline is useless. So you built discipline quietly. Daily habits, mental control, emotional regulation. While others chase motivation, you built structure, and structure outlasts emotion. That is why you are still standing while others feel lost. That is why your direction feels solid while theirs feels uncertain. This is where self-trust becomes unbreakable. You no longer doubt your instincts. You no longer second-guess your pace. You no longer rush outcomes. You trust the process because you lived it. You know what silence can build. You know what patience can produce. And that confidence does not need validation. Some will never admit they were wrong about you. That is fine. Admission is not required for truth to exist. Results. Speak in a language everyone understands. And your results are not just external, they are internal. Peace, focus, clarity. Those are the real signs of progress. Everything else is secondary. You are no longer surprised when people change behavior around you. You expected it. Growth always rearranges dynamics. Power always exposes intentions. And awareness always creates distance. You accept this without resentment, because resentment ties you to the past. And you are already moving forward. This phase demands restraint. Do not reveal too much. Do not explain unnecessarily. Do not seek recognition. Let people remain confused if needed. Confusion protects momentum. Mystery preserves advantage. And silence keeps your edge sharp. They are watching now. Not to support, but to understand, to measure, to adjust. But they are already behind. Because while they are observing, you are building. While they are analyzing, you are executing. And that gap will continue to grow. You did not change to prove them wrong. You changed to align with who you truly are. And that alignment is what makes you unstoppable. When mind, actions, and values move together, nothing can shake you. This is not the end. This is stabilization. The calm before a higher level. And those who realize too late will remain stuck in observation while you move forward with intention. There comes a moment when you stop wondering if people notice your growth, because you feel it without looking. Conversations shorten, energy shifts, eyes follow differently. This is not admiration. This is awareness. They know you are no longer reachable in the same way. They know access has changed, and access is the real currency. You guarded it carefully. Now, it guards you. You move through life with a different rhythm, slower but sharper, calm but alert. You do not rush decisions because you trust timing. You do not chase people because you value alignment. This self-respect is visible even when unspoken, and it silently demands respect from others. Not everyone responds positively, but everyone notices. They realize you stop seeking permission. That is what unsettles them. You no longer ask if something is okay. You decide. You no longer wait to be included. You create your own space. And when someone builds their own space, they no longer depend on approval. That independence is intimidating to those who rely on validation. You understand something deeply now. Not everyone who smiled wanted you to succeed. Not everyone who doubted wanted you to fail. People are complex, motivated by their own fears and limits. You stopped taking it personally. That emotional maturity freed you. It allowed you to move strategically instead of emotionally, and strategy always wins in the long run. There is strength in not correcting people when they misunderstand you. You learn that. You let them believe what they want. Because while they hold on to outdated views, you are already evolving. Their opinions cannot slow momentum. Only distraction can. And you remove distractions without announcing it. Your silence now is not emptiness. It is fullness, filled with clarity, filled with purpose, filled with direction. When you speak, it carries meaning because it is rare. People listen differently when words are not wasted. You became intentional, and intention transforms presence into influence. They may try to test you again. Subtle remarks, small challenges, casual comparisons, but you do not engage. Not because you are afraid, because you are aware. Awareness sees traps before they close, and you no longer step into situations that do not serve your direction. This is where confidence becomes quiet. No need to display it, no need to announce it. It shows in posture, in decision-making, in boundaries. Boundaries are what truly change how people treat you, and you built them carefully, without anger, without explanation, without guilt. You now recognize that not everyone deserves the same version of you. Access is earned, trust is built, energy is protected. This does not make you cold, it makes you focused. Focused people are often misunderstood, but misunderstanding is a small price for peace. They feel stuck because they expected you to stay where they placed you. They expected predictability, familiarity, comfort. But growth disrupts expectations, and disruption creates discomfort, especially for those who never plan to grow themselves. You no longer carry the need to be seen. You are comfortable being effective instead. Effectiveness builds results. Results build freedom. And freedom is the ultimate goal. Not attention, not applause, not approval. As you continue forward, remember this. Stay disciplined when it is boring. Stay focused when no one is watching. Stay humble when things work. And stay silent when others doubt. Because the same silence that protected you before will carry you further now. They realized too late that you were never unaware. You were preparing, and preparation always looks invisible until it becomes undeniable. Now you operate from certainty instead of hope. Hope waits. Certainty moves. You no longer imagine outcomes. You create systems. You do not rely on mood. You rely on discipline. This is why your progress feels stable instead of explosive. Stability lasts, noise fades, and those watching from the outside do not understand how grounded you have become. They mistake calm for comfort, but calm is control. You learn to sit with discomfort, without escaping it. While others distracted themselves, you leaned into pressure. You faced confusion without panic. You faced isolation without bitterness. That experience trained your mind. It made you resilient, and resilience does not announce itself. It shows up when things get heavy. Ladies and gentlemen, they thought they were invincible, didn't they? They thought they could disrespect, diminish, and discard as if you'd stick around pleading for scraps of affection. They didn't realize the strength that simmers beneath quiet resilience. They didn't see that beneath the surface of patience lies a storm waiting to unleash its fury. They assumed you were desperate, that you'd beg, chase, and lower yourself to their level. They thought you'd linger in the shadows of their rejection, clinging to the hope that they'd finally see your worth. But they forgot one crucial fact. The best neither beg nor chase. They move on and replace. You see, the world has a strange way of rewarding those who know their value. It's not the loudest who wins, nor the most persistent who thrives, but those who walk away with their dignity intact. They thought they could trample on your self-esteem because you didn't retaliate in anger or desperation. But little did they know, your silence was not weakness, it was your power. While they celebrated their hollow victories, you were sharpening your edge, building your resolve, and preparing for something greater. People often mistake kindness for weakness, don't they? They think that because you didn't strike back, you lacked the strength to do so. But strength is not always about retaliation. Sometimes it's about restraint. It's about knowing when to fight and when to walk away. The best don't engage in futile battles. They don't waste their time proving their worth to those who are blind to it. They move forward, leaving the unworthy behind, and create a life that makes the doubters irrelevant. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The same people who underestimated you will one day find themselves overshadowed by the light of your success. And oh, how sweet that day will be. Not because you sought revenge, but because you chose to rise above the pettiness. You replaced their negativity with ambition, their rejection with self-love, and their disrespect with accomplishments that speak louder than words. But let me warn you, the path of moving on and replacing is not for the faint-hearted. It requires discipline, focus, and an unshakable belief in yourself. It's easy to get caught in the web of emotions, to feel the sting of betrayal and let it consume you. But you're not here to be consumed. You're here to conquer. The moment you decide to let go of what doesn't serve you is the moment you reclaim your power. Think about it. Why waste your time chasing after people or opportunities that don't see your worth? Why diminish yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you? The world is vast, and so are the possibilities. For every door that closes, 100 others are waiting to be opened. But you'll never find them if you're too busy knocking on the wrong ones. And here's the secret that the so-called invincible fail to understand. You don't need anyone's validation to be complete. Your worth isn't determined by who stays in your life or who leaves. It's not about who loves you or who doesn't. It's about how much you love yourself. When you truly value yourself, you attract people and opportunities that reflect that value. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to chase it. It comes to you naturally because you've aligned yourself with it. So let them think they've won. Let them laugh at your silence, mistaking it for defeat. Let them walk away, believing they've left you broken. Because what they don't realize is that every step you take away from them is a step closer to your destiny. Every ounce of pain they caused is fuel for your fire. Every insult, every rejection, every ounce of disrespect, they're all stepping stones to the empire you're building. Remember, the best don't beg or chase. They move on and replace. They don't settle for mediocrity. They don't waste time convincing the undeserving of their worth. Instead, they focus on themselves. They build, they grow, they evolve. And when the time comes, they replace what was lost with something infinitely better. But let me be clear, this isn't about revenge. It's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about living a life so fulfilling that the ghosts of your past become irrelevant. It's about reaching heights so unimaginable that the doubters can only watch from afar, wondering how they ever let you slip away. So, to anyone who's ever felt overlooked, underestimated, or undervalued, this is your wake-up call. Stop begging. Stop chasing. You're not here to be anyone's second choice or backup plan. You're not here to settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole feast. The moment you realize this is the moment your life changes. Move on and replace. Replace doubt with confidence. Replace pain with purpose. Replace rejection with resilience. Replace the people who didn't see your worth with those who celebrate it. And most importantly, replace the version of yourself that tolerated less than you deserve with the one who demands greatness. And when you do, watch how the world shifts in your favor. Watch how the same people who dismissed you begin to wonder what they missed. Watch how the universe conspires to bring you opportunities you once thought were out of reach. Because the best don't beg, the best don't chase. They just move on and they replace. And as they move on, ladies and gentlemen, they carry with them the scars that once felt like a burden, but those scars become badges of honor. They become reminders of battles fought and victories won. Not the kind of victories that involve defeating others, but the victories over the self. The triumph of realizing that no matter how much you were overlooked, underestimated, or tossed aside, you were always enough. Those who have mastered the art of moving on don't let their past define them. They let it refine them. Because moving on is not just walking away. It's walking towards something better. It's not about running from pain, but running toward purpose. They say the best revenge is living well, but I say it's not even revenge. It's elevation. It's reaching a level so high that you no longer feel the need to look back, even out of curiosity. What lies ahead becomes so compelling, so magnetic, that the past loses its grip on you. You see, fools think power lies in making others feel small, in discarding people as if they're disposable. But true power lies in resilience. True power lies in the ability to rebuild yourself, brick by brick, when others tried to tear you down. The best, they don't waste time trying to prove their worth to the unworthy. They channel their energy into becoming something so extraordinary that the doubters can no longer fathom the heights they've reached. Moving on isn't always easy. It's a battlefield of emotions, a tug of war between the heart and the mind. There will be nights when the memories claw at your resolve, when you question if walking away was the right choice. But in those moments, remember this: the pain of holding on to what no longer serves you is far greater than the discomfort of letting go. Freedom doesn't come without a cost, and sometimes that cost is the courage to leave behind what's familiar, even if it's toxic. And as you replace, you don't just replace people or situations, you replace mindsets. You replace the narrative in your head that told you you weren't enough. You replace self-doubt with unshakable confidence. You replace the need for external validation with the deep, unyielding love you have for yourself. You replace the chaos of chasing after what was never meant for you with the calm of knowing that what's truly yours will find its way to you. Moving on and replacing is about transformation. It's about becoming the version of yourself that no longer seeks approval, no longer clings to the idea of what could have been. It's about stepping into your power unapologetically. You become a force to be reckoned with, not because you've hardened your heart, but because you've opened your eyes. You see things for what they are, not what you hoped they'd be. Oh, and let's not forget the beauty of replacement. Replacement isn't just about filling a void, it's about upgrading. When you walk away from what doesn't serve you, you create space for something better. You open the door for opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with the person you're becoming. And the best part? You don't have to chase them. They come to you because you've elevated your energy, your standards, your entire being. And what of those who underestimated you? They'll watch from the sidelines, some with regret, others with disbelief. They'll wonder how you managed to rise when they thought they'd broken you. But by then, their opinions will no longer matter. Because you've moved on. You've replaced their negativity with a life so fulfilling that their absence feels like a blessing. But moving on doesn't mean forgetting. No, you carry the lessons with you. The pain, the disappointment, the rejection, they all become part of your story. But they no longer define you. They become the fuel that propels you forward, the wisdom that guides your decisions, the strength that anchors you in times of doubt. And as you replace, you start to see the world differently. You realize that life is too short to waste on people or situations that drain your energy. You understand that your time, your love, your presence are gifts, and not everyone is deserving of them. You become selective, intentional, and unapologetic about who and what you allow into your life. This is the power of moving on and replacing. It's not just about leaving the past behind. It's about stepping into a future that's worthy of you. It's about creating a life so rich, so vibrant, so full of purpose that it makes the past irrelevant. And when you do this, you realize that the best revenge isn't living well. It's living free. Free from the need to prove yourself. Free from the chains of the past. Free from the opinions of those who never truly saw you. This freedom is what separates the best from the rest. It's what allows them to move on and replace without hesitation, without regret. So to anyone listening who feels stuck, who feels like they're clinging to something or someone that no longer serves them, hear this. You don't have to beg for what's meant to be yours. You don't have to chase after what's running away from you. You are the prize. You are the best. And the best don't beg. They don't chase. They move on. And they replace. This is your call to action. This is your moment to rise. To let go of the pain, the doubt, the fear, and step into the life you deserve. Because the best don't settle. They don't compromise their worth. They move on and they replace. And so will you. Because within you lies a fire that even the strongest storms cannot extinguish. They underestimated it, didn't they? They thought they had doused it with their dismissal, with their indifference, with their cold, calculated words. But little did they know, the fire within you doesn't need external validation to burn. It feeds on resolve, on self-belief, on the quiet understanding that you are meant for greater things. This journey, your journey, is not for the faint of heart. Moving on and replacing isn't just about walking away from what's familiar. It's about venturing into the unknown, armed only with faith in yourself. It's about looking at the shattered pieces of what once was and saying, I will build something better. It's about refusing to let the pain define you and choosing instead to let it refine you. You see, the fools who underestimated you, who thought you'd stay down, they lack vision. They couldn't see the resilience beneath your pain, the strength beneath your silence. They mistook your patience for passivity, your kindness for weakness. But here's the thing about the best. They don't need to shout their worth from the rooftops. They don't need to beg for attention or approval. Their actions speak for themselves, their presence commands respect, and their success silences the doubters. And you, my friend, are no different. You have that same power within you, waiting to be unleashed. The power to rise above, to move on, to replace. But make no mistake, this isn't about proving them wrong. This isn't about revenge or validation. This is about proving yourself right. This is about stepping into the fullness of who you are and living a life so extraordinary that the opinions of others become irrelevant. Think about it. Why waste another second trying to convince someone of your worth when you could be investing that time into becoming the best version of yourself? Why expend energy chasing after people or opportunities that don't align with your purpose when you could be building a life that attracts everything you've ever dreamed of? The best don't chase because they don't need to. They don't beg because they know their value. They simply move forward, and in doing so, they find themselves exactly where they're meant to be. But let's be real, moving on isn't easy. It's a process, a journey, a test of your strength and resolve. There will be moments of doubt, moments when the weight of the past feels unbearable. You'll question yourself, you'll question your choices, you'll question if you're truly capable of leaving it all behind. And that's okay. Growth isn't supposed to be comfortable. Transformation isn't supposed to be easy. If it were, everyone would do it. But you're not everyone. You're one of the few who understands that discomfort is the price of greatness. You're one of the few who's willing to endure the pain of letting go to embrace the freedom of moving on. You're one of the few who knows that the best things in life don't come to those who wait. They come to those who work, who fight, who refuse to settle. And as you replace, remember this: not everything or everyone deserves a place in your life. Be intentional about what you allow into your space. Be selective about who you give your time and energy to. You are not a charity case, and your love is not a consolation prize. You are the main event, the centerpiece, the crown jewel. And anyone who doesn't see that doesn't deserve a seat at your table. The beauty of replacement is that it's not just about finding something better. It's about becoming better. It's about evolving into the person you were always meant to be, free from the chains of the past. It's about realizing that you don't need anyone or anything to complete you because you are already whole. But let me tell you this: the journey of moving on and replacing will test you. It will push you to your limits. It will force you to confront the parts of yourself that you've tried to hide. It will demand that you face your fears, your insecurities, your deepest doubts. But in doing so, it will also reveal your strength, your resilience, your capacity for growth. And when you come out on the other side, you'll look back and realize that every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt was worth it. You'll see that the pain wasn't a punishment. It was a preparation for the life you were always meant to live. A life that doesn't just happen by chance, but is built with intention, courage, and determination. So, let them think they've won. Let them laugh. Let them mock. Let them believe they've left you broken. Because what they don't realize is that you're not just moving on. You're rising. You're not just replacing. You're upgrading. And when they finally see what you've become, it won't be out of spite or vengeance. It will be a testament to your strength, to your ability to overcome, to your refusal to settle for anything less than you deserve. The best don't beg. The best don't chase. They move on and they replace. And you, my friend, are the best. So go out there and prove it, not to them, but to yourself. Because you deserve nothing less than the absolute best. And the best is exactly what you'll find when you have the courage to move on and replace. Because the act of moving forward is not merely an escape from the past, It's a declaration of self-worth. It's the loud, unspoken affirmation that you deserve more, that you are unwilling to settle for the crumbs life or people might throw your way. This courage, this determination, it changes everything. It reshapes the way you see the world and, more importantly, the way you see yourself. When you move on, truly move on, something remarkable happens. The weight of the past, the chains of doubt and regret, they begin to fall away. You stop carrying the burdens of old wounds and disappointments because you realize they are no longer yours to bear. They belong to the past, and you, my friend, belong to the future. But here's the thing about the future. It doesn't simply happen to you. You must claim it, shape it, fight for it. Moving on is the first step, yes, but replacing, that's where the magic lies. Replacing means not only letting go of what's no longer good for you, but actively choosing what will elevate you. It means surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, engaging in pursuits that challenge you, and creating an environment that reflects the greatness you are striving for. The fools of this world, the ones who thought they could diminish your light, they often don't understand this. They see life as static, as fixed, as something that happens to them, rather than something they have the power to mold. But you know better. You know that life is fluid, dynamic, a canvas waiting for your brushstrokes. And as you move on and replace, you take control of that canvas. You decide what stays, what goes, and what gets painted over. But let's not sugarcoat it. The act of replacing takes work. It takes introspection, clarity, and a willingness to confront hard truths. You must ask yourself the uncomfortable questions. What have I been holding on to out of fear? What am I afraid to let go of, even though I know it's not serving me? Who or what in my life is draining me instead of fueling me? These questions aren't easy to answer, but they are necessary. Because moving on and replacing isn't just about filling empty spaces. It's about filling them with the right things. And don't be surprised if, along the way, you face resistance, not just from others, but from yourself. Change is uncomfortable. It forces you to leave behind the safety of the known and venture into the uncertainty of the unknown. But it is within this discomfort that growth happens. It is within this uncertainty that you discover your true strength. As you replace, you'll begin to notice a shift in your energy, your mindset, your entire being. You'll stop tolerating mediocrity because you'll recognize that you were never meant for it. You'll start demanding excellence, not just from the world around you, but from yourself. And as you raise your standards, the world will respond in kind. But raising your standards doesn't mean you'll have an easy path. On the contrary, the higher you climb, the more challenges you'll face. Not everyone will understand your journey. Some will try to pull you back, to keep you at their level. They'll label you as arrogant, ungrateful, or difficult. But let me tell you this, their opinions are not your concern. Your only concern is becoming the person you were always meant to be. And here's the beautiful thing about replacing. It's not about finding something or someone better in the superficial sense. It's about finding what aligns with you, what resonates with your values, your goals, your essence. It's about creating a life that feels authentic, that feels like home. So let them talk, let them speculate, let them wonder how you managed to rise from the ashes when they thought they'd buried you. Because the truth is, you weren't just buried, you were planted. And now you're growing into something magnificent, something unshakable, something that no one can take away from you. You see, the fools who underestimated you made one critical mistake. They thought you needed them. They thought their absence would leave you lost, broken, directionless. But they didn't realize that you were always capable of finding your own way. And now, as you move on and replace, you're proving to yourself and to the universe that you are unstoppable. This journey of moving on and replacing isn't just about personal growth. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about standing tall and saying, I am not defined by who left or what I've lost. I am defined by who I am and what I choose to create. And as you create, as you build this new chapter of your life, don't forget to celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Each step forward, each toxic tie you sever, each new opportunity you embrace, it's all worth celebrating. Because every victory, no matter how minor it may seem, is a testament to your strength, your resilience, your determination to rise. The fools may never understand this. They may never grasp the depth of your transformation, but that's not your problem. You don't need their understanding. You don't need their approval. All you need is the belief in yourself, the courage to keep going, and the wisdom to know that the best is yet to come. Because it is, my friend. The best is not behind you, it's ahead of you. It's waiting for you to claim it. And as you continue to move on and replace, you'll find that the life you've always dreamed of isn't just possible, it's inevitable. So, stand tall, walk forward, leave the past where it belongs and embrace the future that's calling your name. Because the best don't beg, the best don't chase. They just move on and they replace. And you, my friend, are the best. Never forget that. In conclusion, remember this. Life is too short to beg for what should flow freely and too vast to chase what was never meant to be yours. The best among us don't dwell in the shadows of the past or linger in spaces that drain their light. They choose to move on, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. They choose to replace, not out of spite, but out of a deep understanding that growth demands it. Moving on is not an act of weakness, it is an act of power. Replacing is not a loss, it is a gain. Every step you take away from what held you back is a step closer to the life you deserve. And in those steps, you find strength, you find clarity, you find freedom. So, let this be your resolve, to honor yourself by walking away from what no longer serves you, to elevate yourself by seeking what aligns with your worth, and to empower yourself by knowing that you are enough, always have been, and always will be. The best don't beg. The best don't chase. They move on and they replace. And so will you, because the life you deserve is out there, waiting. All you have to do is claim it. They thought they could break the rules, bend reality to their will, and escape the truth. They thought power could hide their mistakes, that lies could bury the evidence, that the world wouldn't see the cracks forming in their empire. But here we are, staring at the wreckage, staring at the chaos they built, and it's beautiful in its raw, unfiltered honesty. The receipts dropped, the walls caved, and everyone who pretended not to notice now trembles in disbelief. There is a certain kind of clarity that only comes when everything falls apart, when illusions die in broad daylight, when the smoke clears and the truth stares at you with unblinking eyes. This is the moment that separates the weak from the unstoppable, the spectators from the ones who decide to rise above the ruins. Before we go any further, I need you to pause for a second and really feel this. Take a deep breath, because what you're about to hear will ignite something inside you. And while you're here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and leave a comment below, letting me know you're ready to confront the world as it really is. No sugarcoating, no hiding. Because every single person watching this, every single soul that lingers on these words, has a choice to make. You can be paralyzed by fear and gossip and outrage, or you can step into this darkness, Own it and let it fuel you in ways they never imagined. Look at the mess they left behind. Every failed plan, every arrogance-filled decision, every miscalculated step, it's a roadmap of power lost. And yet, there is something strangely inspiring about it, because their failure exposes the truth most people refuse to admit. No one is untouchable. No lie can hide forever. No scheme lasts if it's built on deceit. And that is your advantage. When they crumble, when the world sees the cracks, when people panic and whisper behind closed doors, that is when you rise. That is when you move with precision, with focus, with a hunger that they will never understand. You have to understand this. Chaos is not just destruction. Chaos is opportunity dressed in shadows. When everyone else freaks out, when their empire turns to dust, that is the exact moment to step forward, to claim what's yours, to set your own rules. They thought they could manipulate the world. They thought they could avoid consequence. But consequence has a way of finding the truth. And truth, my friend, is one of the deadliest weapons you can wield if you know how to use it. Every single person who watched this unfold in horror, every person who scrolled past thinking it was someone else's problem, every critic who laughed at your ambition, they underestimated the power of clarity, the power of seeing the world as it really is. And now the receipts have dropped, and panic runs rampant because they know the game has changed. They know the rules they once dictated no longer exist. And you have the chance to write the next chapter, to take what they lost and turn it into what you gain. But first, you have to accept one thing. The world is cruel, the world is unrelenting, and it will never wait for anyone who hesitates. They screwed up beyond repair, and that is your permission slip. Permission to shed doubt, permission to abandon excuses, permission to step into a reality most are too afraid to face. Because most people live in comfort, in denial, in illusions that the truth won't touch them. But the receipts don't lie, and their collapse is proof that nothing is permanent, nothing is sacred. Nothing can protect you from consequence except action, focus, and a refusal to accept weakness. And that is the secret they will never teach you, because they never saw it coming themselves. Every empire they built was fragile, a house of cards stacked high on lies and arrogance, and now it lies in ruins. Look at them scrambling for excuses, scrambling to hide behind words that no longer hold power. The air is thick with panic, thick with betrayal, thick with the unmistakable scent of failure that even the strongest ego cannot ignore. And you, sitting on the sidelines watching it all, feel something stir inside you, a realization that no mistake is too big, no collapse too catastrophic, no chaos too overwhelming to use as fuel for your own rise. You feel the fire because you understand a truth that they never did. The world doesn't reward the timid, the careful, or the polite. It rewards those who see an opening, who embrace the darkness, who step into the storm when everyone else turns away. And yes, I know it's uncomfortable. I know it shakes you, rattles the foundation of everything you thought was stable, makes you question who holds power and why. But that discomfort is not a signal to retreat. That discomfort is the alarm bell, the warning shot telling you that the time for hesitation is over. Right now, people are panicking, rumors are flying, and the chaos is intoxicating in its honesty. It's raw, unfiltered, a brutal reminder that life doesn't care about intentions, only results. And results are what separate you from them, from the ones who thought they could escape consequence, from the ones who built illusions so fragile that a single truth could destroy everything. You need to look at the fear in their eyes, at the desperation in their messages, at the tremble in every attempt to regain control and understand what it means. It means that no one, no system, no network of lies can hold forever. It means that the strongest weapon you can wield is awareness, insight, and action. It means that while they are distracted by panic, you can move quietly, deliberately, and relentlessly toward your goals. Because while they are losing themselves in the noise, you are sharpening yourself, becoming sharper, stronger, and more prepared to claim what the world will offer, only to those who see opportunity in disaster. And here is the hardest truth that most people will refuse to accept. They will try to blame, they will try to rationalize, they will try to rewrite the story to make themselves look untouchable. But the receipts don't lie. The evidence is undeniable, and history has a way of remembering not the excuses, but the consequences. And in every consequence, there is a lesson, there is an opening, there is a moment to seize the advantage that others, blinded by panic and ego, cannot see. That is where you come in, where you step out of fear, where you become the observer and the executor at the same time. Because when everything around you is collapsing, clarity becomes your most powerful tool. Remember this: when they fell, they revealed a secret that most people never realize until it is too late. Power is not permanent. Influence is not guaranteed. Control is a fragile illusion. And you, the one who dares to watch, to understand, to embrace the truth, you hold the rarest power of all: perspective. Perspective is the weapon that allows you to strike at the perfect moment, to act when hesitation would be fatal, to rise when everyone else is scrambling to survive. It's not just survival, it's dominance through understanding, it's victory through patience, it's strength through awareness. Every panic-stricken post, every desperate attempt to rewrite reality, every flailing hand grasping at control is a roadmap for you. It shows exactly where they failed, exactly where the weak points are, exactly where you can step in and claim territory they never even knew existed. And the beauty of it is that most people are too emotional, too proud, too scared to act. They panic, they scream, they crumble. But you don't. You watch, you learn, you move, and you rise. Because in this chaos, there is a gift that only the disciplined, the perceptive, and the relentless can see. Opportunity disguised as disaster. Now listen carefully, because this is where most people fail to grasp the reality staring them in the face. They see the wreckage, they hear the screams, they feel the shockwave of panic, and they convince themselves that it's impossible to survive in such a storm. But survival is not the point. Thriving is. Thriving requires a mindset that few possess, a clarity that most fear, a hunger that cannot be tamed by noise or fear. While others are distracted by outrage, gossip, and speculation, you have the chance to focus, to study the aftermath, to pick apart every misstep, every miscalculation, every crack in the system, and turn it into a blueprint for your own ascent. This is where winners are born, in the moments when the world believes everything is lost, when hope seems distant, when chaos reigns supreme. And here's the truth that shakes the foundation of comfort. The chaos that terrifies them can empower you. Every person screaming, every empire crumbling, every lie being exposed is a signal, a beacon, a map pointing to exactly where you can act, exactly where the weak points are, exactly where opportunity hides. Most people freeze in moments like this, paralyzed by fear or morality or indecision. But not you. You understand that this is not the time to question the morality of opportunity. This is the time to sharpen your senses, to focus your energy, to rise above hesitation, and to move with precision that leaves the world scrambling to catch up. Because in a world that collapses under its own arrogance, those who see clearly move first, and they move strongest. Take a moment to picture it. Every panic-stricken call, every desperate post, every attempt to cover mistakes with excuses is like a puzzle revealing itself to you piece by piece. You begin to see patterns, weaknesses, and cracks they thought no one could notice. And in that revelation, there is power, raw, unfiltered, unchallenged power that most will never understand because they cannot see through the smoke. They are blinded by ego, by fear, by the illusion of control. You are not. You are watching, calculating, preparing to strike, or at the very least, to rise with clarity that will leave them questioning everything they thought they knew. Do not underestimate the beauty of the receipts dropping, of the chaos spreading, of the world finally seeing what has been hidden for far too long. This is not just exposure. This is illumination. And illumination has a way of cutting through pretenses and lies, of showing truth in its starkest form, of creating a battlefield where only the prepared survive and dominate. Every moment of hesitation on your part will be a moment lost, but every moment you embrace clarity, focus, and strategy will compound into a force so unstoppable that history will mark it as inevitable. And now, let's be honest about something most people refuse to face. Fear will try to stop you. Doubt will whisper that the risk is too high, that the chaos is too much, that maybe this isn't for you. But the very presence of fear is proof that you are on the edge of something monumental. Fear is the signal that you are close, that opportunity is knocking, that those who panicked and faltered have left a path open for the bold, the disciplined, and the relentless. You do not ignore fear. You harness it. You turn it into focus, into energy, into the momentum that carries you past hesitation, past limitation, past everything that once held you back. And here is the most critical lesson you must internalize if you want to rise from the ruins. People crumble, not because they are weak, but because they failed to adapt, failed to anticipate, failed to recognize the power of consequence. The receipts dropping are more than proof of their failure. They are a manual, a guide, a series of instructions showing exactly what not to do and exactly how to act when the world collapses around you. Read it carefully, study it relentlessly, internalize it until you know instinctively how to operate when chaos is at its peak. Because instinct born of observation and understanding will always triumph over panic, born of arrogance and ignorance. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. The world does not reward those who wait for permission, or those who cling to comfort, or those who hope chaos will somehow bypass them. It rewards the ones who see the storm, who feel the tremors, who anticipate the collapse before it happens, and who step forward when others are frozen in disbelief. And right now, with the receipts dropped, with the truth exploding into the open, with panic and outrage spilling into every corner, the world is giving you that exact opportunity. It is handing you a stage upon which the bold and the relentless can claim what others have lost. But to seize it, you cannot falter, you cannot hesitate, you cannot allow morality, ego, or indecision to cloud your vision. You must act with clarity that cuts through distraction, focus that pierces through panic, and confidence that emerges from absolute understanding. Understand this clearly. What you are witnessing is more than failure, more than chaos, more than panic. It is a masterclass in what happens when arrogance meets poor judgment, when overconfidence meets miscalculation, when illusions collide with reality. Every post, every leak, every exposure is a lesson. Every scream of frustration, every desperate attempt to recover, every trembling hand is a clue. And if you study it carefully, if you allow yourself to absorb it fully, you will begin to see patterns invisible to most. You will see how power fractures, how control slips, how reputation crumbles, and most importantly, how to move through the wreckage with your eyes wide open, your mind sharper than ever, your hunger unstoppable. And here is where the real transformation begins. You cannot merely observe and hope for luck. You must internalize. You must strategize. You must let the intensity of this moment burn into your bones until hesitation is no longer an option. The receipts dropping, the chaos spreading, the panic erupting. It is a mirror showing you exactly what happens when preparation, foresight, and discipline are ignored. Do not look away. Do not shrink. Do not pity the fallen. Study them. Understand them. Learn from every mistake they made, every misstep they took, every failure they thought they could hide, and then, armed with that knowledge, move decisively. Because the gap between chaos and opportunity is where your dominance is born. It is easy to be overwhelmed by this, to feel that the storm is too big, that the collapse is too loud, that the world is spiraling too fast to keep up. But that is exactly the test, exactly the challenge, exactly the moment that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. While everyone else screams, while everyone else panics, while everyone else is lost in emotion and regret, you can rise above. You can see the truth in its rawest form. You can act with precision that is as rare as it is devastating. You can take what they lost, what they could not hold, and turn it into your foundation, your ladder, your ultimate weapon. Never forget this. When the world freaks out, when the receipts drop, when panic spreads, that is when the invisible hand of opportunity appears. Most people cannot see it, they cannot touch it, they cannot claim it, because fear clouds their vision and ego blocks their judgment. But you can. You can step through the noise, through the doubt, through the hysteria, and claim your place in the aftermath. The world does not care about intentions, it cares about results. And right now, results are available to the one who refuses to be distracted, refuses to be paralyzed, refuses to be ordinary. And here comes the ultimate lesson. Strength is not built in comfort, it is forged in chaos. Power is not earned in calm, it is claimed in storms. Control is not inherited, it is seized when everyone else loses it. And the beauty of this moment is that those who failed before you have already done the hardest part, showing exactly what not to do. They have cleared the path, exposed the weaknesses, and created an environment where clarity, focus, and relentless action are rewarded beyond measure. All you have to do is step into the void they left behind, and the world, trembling and unprepared, will make room for you. You must remember, above all, that fear is a tool, doubt is a compass, and chaos is the proving ground. Now, when everyone else crumbles, you must rise. When the world screams, you must whisper your strategy. When the collapse reaches its peak, you must move with precision, because the moment between disaster and dominance is fleeting, and only those who act with absolute awareness will take it. The receipts dropping, the panic spreading, the chaos igniting. These are not obstacles. They are signals. They are guides. They are the invisible hand pointing you to your next move. Every misstep they made, every corner they cut, every arrogance-fueled decision is now a lesson in power. And you, if you are wise, will not just learn from it, you will thrive because of it. You will see how control fractures, how reputations crumble, how fear spreads faster than fire. And you will move through the smoke with eyes wide open, mind sharper than a blade, and focus unshakable. Because while they panic, you are building, growing, preparing, and rising. Now, this is where the moment becomes yours. This is where you stop watching from the sidelines and understand that what is happening is not just chaos, not just exposure, not just failure. It is a gateway, a portal into a reality where hesitation has no place and clarity rules. The receipts dropping, the panic spreading, the world spinning into disbelief. All of it is a signal, a call, a chance to claim power that most people will never even see. And it is yours for the taking, but only if you are ready to embrace the truth that the world is not fair, the world is not kind, the world does not pause for anyone. The only thing it respects, the only thing it rewards, is action, precision, and the courage to step forward when others retreat. Do not be fooled by appearances. The trembling, the chaos, the outrage, it is all a mask, a show, a distraction for the weak-minded. Behind every desperate post, every failed cover-up, every frantic attempt to regain control lies opportunity waiting for the perceptive, waiting for the relentless, waiting for the one who does not flinch. And that is exactly who you can become. You can become the one who steps through the noise, who sees the cracks no one else notices, who moves with purpose when everyone else is paralyzed. You can transform fear into fuel, uncertainty into strategy, chaos into victory. Because while they are losing themselves in the storm, you are becoming stronger, sharper, unstoppable. And let me make this absolutely clear. The receipts dropping are not a tragedy. They are a masterclass. They are evidence of what happens when preparation fails, when arrogance blinds, when pride outweighs caution. Every leak, every post, every exposure is a lesson handed to you on a silver plate. Study it, understand it, internalize it, because the knowledge it contains is more valuable than gold, more powerful than influence, more permanent than reputation. And when the world is panicking, the one who has learned these lessons, the one who has absorbed the chaos, the one who can move with clarity while others are blinded, will be unstoppable. Do not mistake this for luck. Do not tell yourself that circumstances will always align. The world does not owe you clarity, opportunity, or victory. What it does offer is truth, unfiltered and raw, and that truth can either crush you or elevate you. And the difference between those who are destroyed and those who rise is simple: action, insight, and the refusal to be paralyzed by fear. When everyone else screams, when everyone else flees, when everyone else trembles, you act. Ah, ladies and gentlemen, so they found their way back to the door. They once slammed shut, haven't they? Crawling back with regret, heavy in their hearts, hoping to slither past the damage they caused, hoping that your kindness will once again welcome them, hoping that your heart will be soft enough to forgive. But here's the cold truth that you must understand. They have no right to come crawling back. They had their chance and they squandered it. They chose to walk away when it was easy for them. They turned their backs when the world was still kind enough to offer them grace. They made a decision. They made a choice. They decided that whatever you were offering wasn't worth the effort. And now they come crawling back, but you must ask yourself why. Why are they here now? Why did they wait until they were broken, until they had nothing left to offer, until their lives crumbled into dust? They come now because they are empty, because they've realized that the world outside was harsher than they thought. They come because they see in your eyes the compassion that they have drained, the care they took for granted, the love they abused. But hear me loud and clear. Your kindness is not a revolving door for those who discard you when it's convenient. It is not a welcome mat for those who only seek you out when they are in need, when they have nowhere else to turn. You were never a safety net for their recklessness. You were never a cushion for their disregard. They made their bed, now let them lie in it. They had their opportunity to be there for you, to fight beside you, to stand strong when things were hard. But they didn't. They weren't there when you needed them most. They didn't fight for you when your spirit was low, when your heart was breaking, when you were standing at the edge of the abyss. And now, when the tides have shifted, when the storm has passed, when they can no longer play the victim, they come crawling back. They come back to the one place they know will still harbor them, the one person who will still show them kindness even after they have shown none. But should you let them back in? Should you open the door that they slammed shut? The door they so carelessly walked away from when they felt it was no longer convenient for them? Let me tell you something. You are not a safety net. You are not a second chance waiting to be handed out to those who betrayed you. You are not a charity that gives and gives even when it's not appreciated. You are a force, a person of strength, and your heart is not something to be taken for granted. They walked away from you once. They left you to pick up the pieces of what was shattered. They chose to ignore you when you needed them, when you poured yourself out, when you gave everything you had, and they chose to go find something else. But now that they have nothing left, now that they are sitting in the dust of their own failure, they want to come crawling back. Do not allow it. They don't get to come back because they have nothing left to offer. They don't get to come back because they've learned a lesson. They don't get to come back because they regret their actions. They had their chance, and they wasted it. It is not your job to fix them, to heal the wounds they inflicted upon themselves. It is not your responsibility to clean up the mess they made of their own lives. They made the decision to walk away. They chose their path, and now it's time for you to choose yours. The truth is, they want to come back because they were too weak to survive without you. They thought they could stand on their own, but the foundation they built was weak and cracked. The empire they built out of your absence collapsed, but their fall is not your responsibility. It's not your job to pick up the pieces of their broken life. You don't owe them anything, not a single ounce of your time, your energy, or your heart. They have already used that up, and they used it recklessly. You know the value of what you offer. You know how rare your loyalty is, how deep your love runs, how steadfast your heart stands. You don't give those things freely, not to those who will only throw them away when it no longer serves them. You are not a well that they can come to when their own wells run dry. You are not a backup plan, not a contingency plan when their life falls apart. No, you are the plan. You are the one they should have fought for. You are the one they should have never let go. And if they didn't recognize that when it mattered, when you were offering them the best of you, then they don't deserve the best of you now. They thought they could walk away, and now they have to live with the consequences of that choice. Don't make it easy for them. Don't give them the escape they are looking for. Don't let them slither back into your life with empty words and promises that mean nothing. Words are cheap. Promises are fleeting. Actions are what matter. And their actions spoke loud and clear when they turned their back on you. Their actions told you everything you needed to know. And now, you must act. You must act with strength, with dignity, with the knowledge that you are worth more than the scraps they are offering. There is a time for kindness, a time for second chances, but this is not that time. This is not a time for forgiveness, not for those who don't deserve it, not for those who didn't value you when they had you. They had their time, they had their chance, but now it's your turn. It's your time to rise, to stand firm, to be strong in the face of their manipulation. They think you will welcome them with open arms, but you are smarter than that. You know their game. You know their tricks. You know that when they come crawling back, they are not offering you something genuine. They are offering you a temporary fix, a quick fix to their shattered ego. Don't fall for it. Don't let them back in. And when you close the door, when you lock it tight and throw away the key, don't look back. Don't second guess your decision. Don't wonder if you did the right thing. You did. You did the right thing. They had their chance. They chose to walk away, and now they must face the consequences of their actions. You are not a fool. You are not a martyr. You are not here to be used and discarded. You are here to build something better for yourself, to rise above the wreckage they left behind, to walk forward into the future you deserve. Let them stay out there, in the cold, in the space they created for themselves. Let them face the harshness of their own decisions. Let them suffer the consequences of taking you for granted. They will learn. They will feel the emptiness of their own choices, the loneliness that comes when you push away the one person who truly cared. And maybe, just maybe, they'll understand what they lost. But don't make the mistake of thinking they deserve your forgiveness. Don't make the mistake of believing they will change just because they've come crawling back. Their words are empty. Their regrets are hollow. Actions speak louder than words, and their actions were loud and clear when they walked away from you. They can crawl back, they can beg, they can plead, but you don't owe them a thing, not a single thing. So, close the door. Let it slam behind them. Let the silence speak louder than any words they could offer. And as they stand on the other side, watching, waiting, hoping that you will open the door again, remember this. You are not their second chance. You are not their backup plan. You are the one who deserves to be cherished, to be fought for, to be loved with the same intensity and devotion you gave them. Don't let them take that from you. Don't let them back in. The door is closed, and it is not opening again. In conclusion, remember that your worth is not for sale. It is not up for grabs when someone finds themselves in need. Your loyalty, your love, your trust, they are rare and should be guarded fiercely. Don't let those who have already discarded you take advantage of your heart again. You are stronger, wiser, and more than capable of moving forward without them. Their time has passed. Let them live with the consequences. You owe them nothing. They are not worth your time, your energy, or your kindness anymore. And let that truth echo in every part of your being. Because as long as you keep looking back at them, as long as you keep entertaining the idea that they can waltz back into your life with no consequences, you are wasting precious time that could be better spent on your growth, your healing, and your future. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So, every second you give to someone who has already proven they don't value you is a second you'll never recover. Don't let them come back and steal your time, your moments, your peace. You don't owe them anything. Not after they chose to walk away from you when you needed them most. Not after they tossed aside your love, your loyalty, and your trust like it was nothing. You see, people like that only come around when they realize they've lost something they can't replace. They thought they could do better, thought they could find someone else to fill the void, but now they're crawling back because they've learned the hard way that what they had with you was irreplaceable. What you gave them was invaluable, and now they realize that, but it's too late. The ship has sailed and you've moved on. And don't let anyone fool you into thinking that time can erase what they've done to you. The hurt, the betrayal, the abandonment, it doesn't simply disappear. It stays with you in the deepest parts of your soul. waiting for you to acknowledge it. The scars they left on your heart are not something to be forgotten or dismissed. Those scars are the evidence that you once allowed someone into your life, someone who didn't deserve the space you gave them. The next time they come crawling back, don't let them pretend as if time has healed everything. Don't let them rewrite history to suit their narrative. Time doesn't heal all wounds. It just makes you stronger in dealing with them. You don't heal by forgetting. You heal by growing, by learning, and by moving forward. But never at the expense of your own dignity. They had a chance to be there for you, to stand by you, to fight for you, and they chose not to. When life threw challenges your way, when you were struggling, when you were holding on by a thread, they chose to look the other way. They chose to be absent. They chose to be selfish. They didn't prioritize you, and now, when they have nowhere else to turn, when they've been through the fire and the pain, they come crawling back, hoping you will have pity on them. But don't fall for it. Don't let their pain, their loneliness, or their desperation manipulate you into opening that door again. The truth is, when they walked away from you, they walked away from everything you offered them. Your care, your support, your unwavering loyalty. They didn't just leave you behind. They left the best parts of themselves behind too. They didn't just lose you, they lost everything you represented. And now, they come back, expecting you to pick up the pieces of what they abandoned. But you've learned better. You've learned that you are not responsible for their emotional state. You are not their emotional crutch. You are not here to make their lives easier at the expense of your own peace. You are here to live for yourself, to protect yourself, and to build a future that is free from the toxicity of those who don't know how to appreciate you. Understand this. When they come crawling back, it's not because they've suddenly seen the error of their ways. It's not because they have a genuine desire to make amends. It's because they are uncomfortable with the life they created without you. They want you to believe that they've changed, that they've learned their lesson, that they are now worthy of your time and energy. But actions speak louder than words, and their actions in the past, when they abandoned you, when they chose themselves over you, have already shown you exactly who they are. People don't change overnight. They don't suddenly wake up and realize they've been wrong unless they're truly committed to doing the work. So ask yourself, are they committed to doing the work? Are they truly ready to show up for you in the way you showed up for them? Or is this just another round of empty promises, another round of manipulation? You know the answer. You know it deep down in your soul. They want back in because they've realized they cannot find another person like you. They cannot replicate the bond you shared, the trust you built, the loyalty you offered. And now, they are searching for a way to restore the comfort they lost, to get back what they took for granted. But do not let that deceive you. Don't allow their guilt, their regret, or their desperate pleas to convince you that they deserve another chance. They don't. They've already had their chance, and they squandered it. Their regret doesn't erase the hurt they caused. Their apologies, no matter how sincere they sound, don't undo the damage they did to your heart. And let's not forget, those words, those apologies, they only come when they realize they need something from you, when they had everything, when you were there for them, when you gave them your heart and your soul. They didn't think twice about discarding you, but now they want to come back because they are empty. They want to come back because they see the value in what they lost, and it's too late. When they come crawling back, you need to be stronger than your emotions. You need to remind yourself of your worth, your value, and the strength it took to get to this point. You have come so far, you've worked so hard to build the life you have now, to find peace, to heal, to move on. Don't let them come back and pull you into the past. Don't let them drag you back into a place where you have to relive the pain, the betrayal, and the heartache. You've moved on. You've outgrown them. And their return is nothing more than a reminder of how far you've come and how much stronger you are now. And here's the most important truth you need to internalize. They don't deserve your forgiveness unless they've shown you through their actions that they have truly changed. Don't let their words fool you. Don't fall for the manipulation. You have seen the worst of them. You've seen what they are capable of. And you've learned that love alone is not enough to sustain a relationship. Trust is needed. Respect is needed. Consistency is needed. These things can't be earned overnight, and they can't be demanded by someone who has already proven they don't know how to value you. If they truly respected you, they would have never left in the first place. If they truly cared for you, they would have never treated you like an option, like something they could walk away from without consequence. They come crawling back not because they want to fix what's broken, but because they want to fix their own brokenness at your expense. They are not seeking you for who you are. They are seeking you for what you can do for them. They want your kindness, your love, your forgiveness, because it makes them feel better about themselves. It gives them a way out of their own pain and regret. But that's not your problem. That's not your burden to carry. You are not their emotional savior. You are not here to repair their brokenness. You are here to protect your own heart, your own peace, and your own future. So when they come crawling back, remember this. You are worth more than their apologies. You are worth more than the hollow words they offer. You are worth more than the guilt they are trying to alleviate. You are worth more than the time they wasted. You are worth more than the heartbreak they caused. Don't let them take that from you. Don't let them diminish your worth by making you believe they are entitled to another chance. They are not. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. And you are ready to walk away from anyone who doesn't see your value. Don't let them take you back to a place where you were hurt, where you were neglected, where you were taken for granted. Close that door, lock it tight, and walk away with your head held high. You are not defined by the people who leave you behind. You are defined by your ability to rise above, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to never settle for anything less than what you deserve. And remember, your peace is priceless. Your heart is precious. Don't ever let anyone treat it like something they can come back to when it's convenient for them. Don't accept them back when they come crawling after disappointment, because you deserve more. You deserve someone who will stay, someone who will fight for you, someone who will never leave. Hold out for that person. Hold out for the one who will never make you wonder if they're going to walk away. And never, ever let anyone make you feel like your worth is negotiable. It's not. You are enough. You are everything. And anyone who can't see that doesn't deserve you. Keep moving forward, because your best days are still ahead of you. And that is the truth you need to hear. The truth that needs to resonate deep within your bones. A truth that must become your mantra moving forward. You've been through enough already. You've given so much of yourself, so much of your time, so much of your energy to people who didn't even deserve a fraction of it. And it's time to stop pretending, time to stop enabling those who only take from you without ever giving anything in return. You have been generous with your love, with your kindness, with your compassion. You have poured yourself out for others, believing that somehow, someday, they would reciprocate. They would appreciate the gift of your heart. But they didn't. They didn't honor you. They didn't recognize your worth. Not when it mattered. Not when you were there, standing by them, giving them everything you had. Now, they return. They return like vultures, circling overhead, seeking the scraps of what they once had. But this time, you are different. This time, you are no longer willing to entertain the idea that you owe them anything. This time, you understand the value of your own heart, your own soul, and you won't allow anyone to exploit that again. Their return is nothing more than an attempt to salvage their ego, to patch up their wounds at your expense. They come crawling back because they are desperate, because they have nowhere else to turn, because they have finally realized what they lost. But that realization is not enough. It's too little, too late. When they return, they might look at you with tear-filled eyes, with all the right words, with promises that seem sincere. They might beg for your forgiveness, tell you how much they've changed, how much they regret the pain they caused. But you have to see it for what it is. This is not about you, it's about them. It's about their brokenness, their desperation to fix something in themselves that they can't do alone. But they are not entitled to your healing. They are not entitled to your forgiveness just because they finally figured out they were wrong. Number, that is not how this works. They had their chance, and they blew it. Now, you must show them, and most importantly, show yourself that you know your worth, that you will no longer allow yourself to be a stepping stone for someone else's growth. This is not about grudges. This is not about refusing to forgive for the sake of holding on to pain or bitterness. It's about recognizing that you cannot and should not carry the weight of their shortcomings anymore. They are not your responsibility. Their mistakes, their regrets, their failings, those are theirs to own. You can choose to move on, to heal, and to grow without ever looking back. Your healing does not depend on them, on whether they understand what they did to you or not. Your peace does not rely on their ability to apologize. Your peace is in your own hands, your own strength, and your own ability to let go. The more you cling to the hope that they will change, the more you allow them to control your emotional state. The more you wait for their apology, for their recognition, for their validation, the more you allow them to take up space in your mind and your heart. It's time to take back that space. It's time to reclaim what is rightfully yours. No one should have the power to disturb your peace. No one should be able to come into your life, disrupt your progress, and expect you to pick up the pieces of something that was never your responsibility to fix. They think they can just waltz back into your life as if the damage they caused was never a big deal. They think that time will erase the hurt, that your memories of them can be easily forgotten. But time doesn't erase hurt. It only gives you the strength to carry it. The pain they caused is still there, buried deep in your heart, and it won't just vanish because they've suddenly woken up to their own mistakes. You don't just forgive because it's expected. You forgive because you choose to, because you are ready to let go of the past and move forward. But that forgiveness is not a free pass. It is not a permission slip to come back into your life as if nothing ever happened. No, forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. It is for your peace, for your growth, for your future. And you are not obligated to give it to anyone who doesn't deserve it. So when they come crawling back, trying to slither past the damage they've caused, do not be fooled by their act. Do not be swayed by their false promises, their crocodile tears. You are not some charity to be called upon in their moment of need. You are not a convenience, a backup plan to be pulled out of the drawer when everything else fails. You are not a placeholder. You are a person of immense value, of immeasurable worth. And they should have known that when they had you, when they had your love, your trust, your loyalty. But they didn't. They threw it all away. And now, they want it back. But you have learned. You have grown. You have moved on. Do not let them use you to make themselves feel better about their mistakes. Do not let them use you to heal their own wounds. They are not entitled to your heart anymore. Not after everything they've done. And if they truly wanted to make things right, they would show you through their actions not their words, that they are deserving of another chance, they would prove it to you day after day, through consistency, through respect, through genuine effort. But that is not what they are offering you. They are offering you empty words, promises they have no intention of keeping, hoping that you will be foolish enough to let them in again. But you are not a fool. You are stronger than that. You know your worth. You know what you deserve. And it is not them. They come crawling back because they are looking for a quick fix, a way to ease the discomfort of their own guilt, their own regret. But you don't exist to fix their problems. You don't exist to be the salve for their wounds. You are not a balm for their brokenness. You are not a tool to make them feel better about themselves. You are a person with your own needs, your own desires, your own dreams, and you have the right to protect those things, to preserve your own peace, to guard your heart from those who would only seek to exploit it for their own gain. You have already given them enough. You have already invested too much of yourself, and it's time to stop. It's time to stop letting them come into your life when it's convenient for them. It's time to stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. Time to stop hoping they will change. Time to stop waiting for them to realize the mistake they made. They've had their time. They've had their opportunity. And now, it's your turn. It's your time to shine, to live freely, to move forward without the weight of their past actions holding you back. And in that process of moving forward, in that process of letting them go, you will discover something beautiful. You will discover how powerful you truly are, how much you are capable of when you stop allowing others to dictate your worth. You will discover that you are enough, just as you are, without anyone's approval, without anyone's validation, without anyone's presence. You will discover that the life you've always wanted is within your grasp, but it requires you to leave behind the people who didn't appreciate you, the ones who couldn't see the value in you when it mattered. So, when they come crawling back, don't let them. Don't open that door. Don't give them another chance to break your heart. Stand firm in your decision to protect yourself. Stand firm in your decision to move forward, because you are worth more than their empty apologies. You are worth more than their regret. You are worth more than their attempts to make amends when the damage is already done. You are enough. You are worthy of love, of respect, of loyalty. And anyone who can't see that, anyone who can't honor it, doesn't deserve to be in your life. Let them stay on the other side of the door. Let them face the consequences of their actions. Let them learn the hard way that the people they discard are not disposable. You have already moved on. You have already let go, and you will never let them back in. In conclusion, the truth is simple. Your worth is not up for negotiation. You are not a second option, not a temporary solution, and certainly not someone to be discarded when things get difficult. When people walk away, when they abandon you in your lowest moments, they show you exactly who they are. And when they come crawling back, they are often seeking to fix their own brokenness, not to truly right the wrongs they've done to you. You owe them nothing. You owe yourself everything. You've learned the hard way that true love, true respect, and true loyalty come from those who consistently show up, not those who only return when they need something. You are not here to fix others, to pick up the pieces of their mistakes, or to wait for them to realize your value. You know your value now, and it is not something to be given away lightly. Don't let anyone steal your peace. Don't let anyone who has already hurt you have a chance to hurt you again. Walk away, close that door, and keep moving forward. Your future is bright, and you are worthy of a life filled with love, respect, and peace, without the ghosts of the past haunting your steps. You are enough, and anyone who cannot see that is not worth your time. Keep moving forward. Keep building the life you deserve. The best is yet to come, and it will come when you let go of the past and never allow anyone to come crawling back into your life who does not truly deserve to be there.